Today we're analyzing Togedemaru.
What, like the Wario enemy?
What? Why do you just know that?
Wario is my spirit animal.
Can you even have those when you are a spirit?
Shut up.
So, Togedemaru are the sea urchin enemies in the Wario Land games on Game Boy, and Togedemaru is the Pokemon we're talking about today. Their names are similar because they pull from the same root words. Most Pikachu clone Pokemon keep their original Japanese name, and in Japanese, Toge means spike, and Maru means circle, or round, in a cute way. Pretty self-explanatory there.
What's the day then?
Are you actually hanging out for this video?
You know, you're right, I'm leaving.
So, a fun thing. Saying the sentence Togedemaru is saying spiky and round in Japanese. Quite the apt description of this mon, but also it could be pulling from denki, which is Japanese for electricity. It is an electric steel type after all, but why the steel? What is Togedemaru based on, other than a hedgehog? It is a hedgehog Pokemon, by the way, if that wasn't incredibly obvious. But why is there a hedgehog in Hawaii? Alola. Like, what? Also, you know what's really hot? Being sponsored by an official Pokemon partner. King Ice wants to bring you bling you gotta see to believe. Yes, finished in real 14-karat gold, white gold in the case of Squirtle and Bulbasaur, and covered in hundreds of hand-set stones and a custom iced Pokeball bale. These necklaces show off Pikachu, Eevee, and Kanto's first partner Pokemon in a way I can't say I've seen before. Mostly, I love this sick Gengar that was shown at Complex Con. It's available now too. You'll grab attention everywhere you go as they dance in the sunlight. Or studio lights, in my case, right now. I feel so much swankier than I have any right to be. And this black gold Pokeball necklace and Pokeball-inspired tennis chain show off your love of Pokemon in a more subtle way, which I can really dig. And you can check them out with the link at the top of the description and use the coupon code Lockstin for 10% off. I love sparkly things. Hawaii, and thus Alola, may have a huge history playing host to a plethora of perpetrators, invasive species, but hedgehogs are not really one of them, let alone the ones that look like Togedemaru. But again, this is a point I feel like I bring up often in our years of Alola-based videos. The land of Alola itself is based on Hawaii, yes, but the Pokemon found there natively are all pulled from across the Pacific Islands and coasts. Hence there being toucans, koalas, mata-mata turtles, and orangutans. And while most hedgehogs, as we think of them, live in Western Eurasia and Africa, they do spread out east as well, particularly into Southeast Asia, where orangutans are also found. Though interestingly, the hedgehogs found here are specifically not spiky. That's more of a Western hedgehog thing. Long story short, as hedgehogs moved further and further east, their spines shrunk dramatically. And now these guys are known as gymnures, hairy hedgehogs, or moon rats. And man, moon rats almost look like opossums, but nope, they're a type of hedgehog. They are often white though, and have thick, bristly, sharp fur, a la Togedemaru. So maybe mixing a moon rat with the more famous African pygmy hedgehog, the ones commonly kept as pets, would get you a design like Togedemaru's. And now, while not a hedgehog, the Ryukyu spiny rat from Amami Oshima, the largest island in the Amami archipelago which stretches south from Japan, is also a potential inspirational source. They do appear more ball-shaped than most rats, and oh gosh, the fluff. It's like a rat had a terrible run-in with static electricity. And it's not exactly soft fluff though. Long bristles stick up amongst the rat's pointed body hairs, so you would definitely not want to pet these things backwards. Spiky. Pointy. Now, the steel type comes from Togedemaru also being a lightning rod. On top of having the metal armor and barbs like a hedgehog, their metal tails function as simple lightning rods. Let's read the Pokédex. The long hairs on its back act as lightning rods. The bolts of lightning it attracts are stored as energy in its electric sac. Its capacity to produce electricity is somewhat limited, so it gets charged up by letting lightning strike it. Those dex entries are all neat and fine and dandy, but there are some things that aren't lining up here. The bolts of lightning it attracts. But what bolts of lightning are there to attract?
when it's Hawaii?
You see, you can compare annual lightning strikes to how many square miles your state is to get that state's lightning density. Florida is the most struck US state with a score of 474 lightning strikes per square mile a year. But Hawaii, it's actually on the complete opposite end. It has the second fewest lightning strikes, only being beaten by Alaska. So not only are hedgehogs not in Hawaii, lightning rods aren't really common or necessary there either. I mean, so I guess it's a good thing they clarified in Pokemon Sword that, quote, with the long hairs on its back, this Pokemon takes in electricity from other electric Pokemon. Otherwise, I think a living ball of electrically charged steel might not be believable in Totally Not Hawaii. Now, of course, the Pokemon world isn't literally the real one, just inspired by. Alola can get all of the freak lightning storms Game Freak wants to give it, but still, it's not quite fitting inspirationally, so again, we must broaden our horizons out into the Pacific Ocean. And oh gosh, we got right into Southeast Asia again, where Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia are the 3 countries with the highest lightning density in the world. And even if you go straight up by number of strikes rather than density, Indonesia is still up there, all the way up there at number 1. So the place in the world with the most lightning strikes is also a place near Oceania which has these hedgehogs too. It's totally perfect and fine. They just slapped on the pet hedgehogs people have, and bam, Togedemaru. Now it's shooting electricity all across the region through its spines that are kind of like a Tesla coil, I suppose, or those plasma ball lamps. It's so fun. I love this little guy. Every so-called Pikachu clone is great, and that's why we're currently on a journey delving into each and every one of them. So hit that bell, subscribe, never stop using your Noggin, and learn how Pokemon electricity is both realistic and silly at the same time with this video here.